So Mrs. Demai sent us 5 different questions that us seniors were supposed to answer. So I'm just pretty much going to go through them. There's 5 questions, and I'm just going to go through them and answer them.
All right. Hey, I'm James. I know everybody that already knows me, but, formal introductions. I'm just going to go through and just say all the questions and then just say my answers to them.
Hey everyone, this is John Bullenbach. You probably know who I am because I'm sitting right there with you watching this. But this is my senior challenge video, and I have some questions I'm going to answer.
It's Becky, gonna do my senior video challenge thing.
In the last year, I've just been seeing that God has been really giving me strength to get through trials, because as many of you know, my family isn't in the best of conditions as far as health problems go, and that comes out in quite a few trials in my life, and God has just been giving me strength to deal with it and get through it and keep faith in Him.
In last year, God has put me through a lot of things, a lot of good things. There's been a lot of different things that have happened in my life in the last year, whether it was my robotics competition, my football, and different opportunities I had in all these different aspects of my life that God really blessed me in. And I think that the way He worked in that was He showed me, He put me around a lot of different people, and all these different people I had to be a example to, a witness to. And I think that He might have been preparing me for what's coming up in my future, the whole college work environment, and so that's the way He worked in my life, I believe, in this last year. Of course, there's other ways, but for lack of time.
I'm just going to start out by sharing a verse from 2 Corinthians because I'm not very good on camera, and if I just start talking, then I'm totally going to lose it and never stop talking. So, here we go. This is from 2 Corinthians 12, verse 9. But He said to me, "My grace is sufficient for you, for my power is made perfect in weakness. Therefore I will boast all the more gladly of my weaknesses, so that the power of Christ may rest upon me." This verse pretty much sums up what God's been doing in my life this last year. There have been several different instances where I have been able to see how low and filthy and desperate I am apart from Christ in my sin. By His grace, God has redeemed me, and He has allowed my life to be grown through this, and He's actually been glorified in showing His power through my weakness, basically, like this verse says. I really can't explain what it is to be able to experience God's power, but the little tastes that I've gotten it have nothing to do with me doing well or being faithful myself to have devotions and go to church and go to everything. It's really has been God humbling me and showing me how desperate I need Him and how desperately hopeless I am apart from Him. So that has really been awesome to experience this past year, and I really pray that God continues to do that.
God has worked in my life like a ton this year. I really feel like He's growing me a lot in my faith, and that He's really teaching me through this entire year, and I've really grown. The first way He's done that is He's definitely given me a want to pursue my own faith and not just my parents' faith. And I know that's kind of like people talk about that all the time, but really I really felt like I needed to do it for myself. In different ways that I did that, I wrote a research paper on Islam and versus Christianity, and I just wanted to see different religions. Not that I wanted to switch religions, but I just wanted to see what else is out there and what better prepare myself to be evangelized to people with different views. And also I felt very ill-equipped, I guess that's how you say it, to know anything about anything other than Christianity. So I really pursued that, and I really was blessed with what I found, and really strengthened my faith that Christianity is the one true religion and that our God is the one true God. So that was really awesome this year that I found out. Another thing that God has taught me this year is that His ways are better than our own. A little example of that is when I was running cross country earlier in the fall. I was running really hard, and I was focusing pretty much solely on running. I wasn't evangelizing to anyone on my team, And about halfway through the year, I got a stress fracture, and that really just killed the rest of my season, and I wasn't able to run hard after that. And really, that was a big wake-up call for me. It was like I really felt through my parents' influenced my thoughts with this too. But I really feel like God was teaching me that running isn't everything, and that these goals that you're setting in your life, they don't compare to the people around you that are every day getting closer and closer to going to hell, and you aren't doing anything other than running next to them. And so I really felt like that was a big thing, like that was a big wake-up call. It's like, no, running is not that important. Art is not that important. Anything isn't that important other than sharing the gospel and living for Jesus. So I thought that was really good. Another thing, I'll spend a little bit on this first question, but another thing that God has really taught me this year is that I just need to trust in Him, and that His plan is really for the best. And I really feel like this year God has really taken care of me, and I really feel like He's given me a lot of gifts in this year, and He's really like just given me things that maybe I don't deserve. Like I scored okay on my SATs, not very well, and God got me into the college I wanted, and I really feel like He just blessed me with that and just gave me that and said like, okay, here, I'm trusting you with this. So I just feel like He's really taking care of me.
And I would just like to say that you guys, well, first, you're all a blast to hang out with. Anytime I do anything with you guys, it's always a fun time. And that I just see God growing in your life, just molding you into godly adults.
I want to encourage you guys. I really feel like when I go to youth group, it's the cool thing to worship God, and that's been a huge blessing to me. And I really felt like, you know what, like when you go to youth group, it's like everybody is there to worship God, and sure, we have fun, but it's the main reason we're there is to worship God and to listen to what you have to say to us. And I feel like you guys are really open to hearing what He has to say and really taking that and being convicted about what God is saying. So I really wanted to encourage you guys. You guys are doing an awesome job with that. Keep it up.
Underclassmen, y'all are a bunch of hilarious people. I love being around y'all. Keep doing what you're doing. Stay strong in God. This we just got this new building with the church, and y'all are helping out. You're doing your best to do what you can. Keep that going as we continue with the church. Be who you are. Do your thing.
Looking forward to next year, I'm actually going to be attending Kutztown University for an art major called Communication Design, which I'm really excited about because it's something I love to do.
Next year, I am going to Thaddeus Stevens, which is a tech school up in Lancaster. I'll be playing football for them, and then I'll be going to school for computer networking and computer systems administration.
Next year, I'm planning on taking a year off from school. I'm not going to college yet. I'm going to try and find a job, just work for a year, maybe do a couple optional college classes if I get the time and money, just to get a couple extra credits.
I'm going to go to Kutztown University for communication design. It's pretty much just graphic design.
The main challenge that I see for me coming up would be, what with trying to get a job and everything, would be keeping God as the number one priority in my life. Because even now I struggle with that, just like putting school or other responsibilities or things that I want to do above doing my devotions or talking about something meaningless rather than talking about God. So that would probably be the main challenge of my life. And just praying for me in that respect, just that I would be able to keep things in perspective, and that I would just keep God at the top of my priority list.
Well, as I'm going to be working full time over the summer, and then I'm going to be going right into college. And I always hear about college, how difficult the students can be for the temptations that come with college. And I foresee there's challenges in that way, that trying to be a witness, trying to stand for what I believe in when I'm getting in different conversations with different people. So yeah, that's the challenges I foresee. Like I just said before, the way the next section of my life that I'm going into with college and work, you guys can just pray that I am able to stay strong in the Lord. That I'm able to resist all these temptations that are going to be coming my way, and that I can just live for Him in everything I do.
Going to college is going to present a lot of new challenges that I'm not used to. So if you guys could just be praying for me that God's beauty would far take over my vision compared to the things that the world offers, because I know there's going to be a lot of new temptations and a lot of new challenges and struggles that come with going to college. So if you guys could just keep that in mind, that'd be awesome.
So you guys can pray for me a lot next year. I'm definitely feeling the weight of temptations that are going to be at college, and in a lot of ways I trust God and I know that I'm living for Him, but there's going to be a lot of temptations there, and I'm really going to need strength to be able to overcome them and stand strong in my faith. So you could pray that God would continue to strengthen my faith and keep me bold in the gospel. Also, this is like, my mom has been praying for me, I'm sure, a lot with this area, but I'm really disorganized, so you could also pray that I would be more organized, because I just make a mess of everything, and I like scatter all my papers all around, and it's really bad.
Guys, there's a bunch of different things I could say here, but the main thing that I'm going to say, that from my personal experience in being in high school, is do your devotions. As I've gone through my high school time, I've gone through rough patches of my devotions, and I can tell a difference in my life, just not being able to appreciate what's around me, not being able to appreciate and notice what God has created and is doing in my life. So do your devotions. A proverb a day keeps the devil away. That's what I say. So do that. Devotions are important. They build your foundation for the future.
I would like to challenge you guys, in a lot of ways, challenge you in the way that God has grown me. I pursue your own faith. Strive hard after God with your own things. If you have questions, go to your parents, go on the internet and research those questions, and really don't just be settled with, well, my parents are Christians and I believe everything they say, and everything else is just going to be okay. Really, if you have real questions, go and research them, and I think I know you'll find that the gospel is perfect, and your faith will just be so strengthened if you research. It's like, God's word is just flawless, and it's really awesome like that. Another thing I want to encourage you guys with is, in your schools and in your sports teams and in your work, just be looking at outreach to kids around you, because this is an awesome time in your life that you have, where kids are looking for answers, and you can really influence them by showing, if you give them the real truth and the ultimate truth, they're going to see that, and it's really going to affect their life. So definitely be pursuing, definitely try to be evangelistic in the way you talk to people.
I would just like to challenge you guys to just this year just to have a Bible reading plan, and then stick with it. Because that is just so important, to have a plan and then actually stick with it and read the Bible on a daily basis with some kind of structure, because it's the basis for the entire reason we're here. It's just the Bible. It's just all there is.
I want to wrap it up by just kind of giving an encouragement / challenge to you guys. I don't really know how I'm going to say this, but I love the youth, and you are all really on my heart, because I know what it is to be in high school and all the challenges and distractions and drama and trials and struggles that come with it. And I really want to encourage you guys that you're not alone. Everyone, sitting next to you right now is going through something very similar. And I think that's a mistake that we can make in our pride, is we try to hide our sin so that we kind of appear to be okay when really we're really struggling. God says that sin thrives in the darkness, and I really believe that God has been faithful to provide us all in this church with people to build each other up and to spur each other on. And I think that we as a church really need to be taking more advantage of that. I wish in my years in high school that I would have taken more advantage and really sought out people that were older to give me counsel and wisdom, because that has been a means of growth. The little bit that I have done that this last year has been a major means of growth, and I really don't feel like I would be where I am. Not that I'm in this awesome place, because God's still working in me, but I feel like God has really used other people in my life. So I really want to challenge you guys to take advantage of the people around you. I know it's kind of something you hear all the time, talk to your parents and seek counsel, but the reality is, guys, the Christian walk is challenging, and the more effort you put into it, the more you're going to go along, the farther you're going to go. I feel like even in the youth group, sometimes the temptation can be to kind of just get by and do what you're supposed to do and not really live wholeheartedly for Christ. When the reality is, guys, the little time that we have on this earth is very short, and we can think that it's long, and we can think there's a lot of things to run after, but the truth is there is nothing here that is worth giving your passion, your time, even your thoughts to, besides seeking to glorify Christ, because that is basically what we're living for as Christians. So I just want to challenge you guys to really live that out and be investing in your relationships with Christ. And there's so many different ways to do that, but I think one thing that I just want to kind of emphasize is seeking out other people, because I know that there are people around you that want to help you and encourage you and lift you up. So if you just really seeking Christ for humility to do that, that would be a wonderful thing. And just keep in mind that I am praying for you guys, and even though I'm leaving, you're still in my thoughts and my prayers, and I'm excited to see what God does with all of you, because I know that He's going to do great things. I see a lot of growth in a lot of you guys, and I'm just excited to see what He does. So just know that I'm praying for you, and I'm excited to see what God has in the future.
So yeah, thank you for watching.
So that's all I got. Thanks for listening. See ya.
So thanks for listening, guys. I love you youth. You guys have been a really fun class to be in. I'm not going anywhere, so I'll be seeing you around. So thanks. That's my senior challenge.
Beautiful.